Session is being recorded. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we will start practicing the number 1, part 2. So we have started in the initial session explaining lab number 1, which is related to the advanced networking course, chapter number 2. So this lab is an application to the advanced networking course, chapter number 2. It is an introductory lab just to know how to use packet tracer and implement basic switching configuration. So basically, I will use the packet tracer software. The students need to implement the below. First, I will select the layer 3 switch. I will select the layer 3 switch. I will do it from scratch. I will go to switches and select the layer 3 switch 3560. Okay, 3560. I will double click on it, press on CLI, I will wait it to load. Then he will ask me, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? I will select no because I want to do my own configuration. Now I reach the user mode. Now I am in the user mode. To switch from user mode, to move from user mode to the privilege mode, I will write enable. So after writing enable, I reach the privilege mode, or we call it enable mode. Now to move from privilege mode to the global configuration mode, I will write configure terminal or conft. Now I reach the global configuration mode. Okay. Now I am asked to configure a VLAN. What is a VLAN? It is a virtual local area network. So, for the printers, I will have one VLAN, one virtual local area network. For PCs, one VLAN. For access points, for fingerprints, for wired users, for wireless users, for each of these categories, I will configure a VLAN. So, for wired users, I am asked to configure VLAN 100. I will go to the switch, VLAN 100. What I will name it? Name space wired underscore users. And I will exit. Now I have configured VLAN 100. After that, I need to configure this interface, fast Ethernet 01, and put it in VLAN 100. How do I put this interface in VLAN 100? I will show you. I will show you the running configuration first. I have 24 ports, okay? I have a switch with the 24 ports. I need to put the first port, fast Ethernet 01, in VLAN 100. So I will go to global configuration mode. Then I will go to the sub configuration mode, which is the interface mode. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Okay, I will make switch port mode access. I have mode access and I have mode trunk. Now we are focusing on mode access. Then I will add the command switch port access VLAN 100. By writing this command, I have added this interface into VLAN 100. Exit, show VLAN brief. Now, after writing show VLAN brief, I can see all the VLANs that I have. You can see VLAN 100 for wired users, and what are the interfaces inside this VLAN? Fast Ethernet 01. The other interfaces are in VLAN 1, default VLAN. I didn't configure these interfaces to be in specific VLANs, so they will be in the default interface. For the Fast Ethernet 01, it is in VLAN 100, wired users, because I have added it to VLAN 100. Okay, let us continue. No shutdown. I need to put no shutdown for this interface to be up. Interface Fast Ethernet 0/1, or I can write interface FA 0/1. Both are same. No shutdown. Exit for this interface to be up. Okay. I can exit and I can make Control Z. I will go back to the privilege mode. Configure terminal. Tab. Configure the interface in VLAN. What is the interface VLAN? It is the switch virtual interface. Switch virtual interface. I use this interface to assign IP address to this interface, and then I can use the IP address to manage the switch. So they call it switch management interface or switch virtual interface, because by using this virtual interface, and it is not a physical port. It is not a physical port like the fast Ethernet. This is virtual. By using this interface, I can assign IP address. Then I can use this IP address to manage the switch. If I need to remotely connect to the switch and SSH to the switch or telnet, I can use this IP address. Let us go and configure this interface. VLAN 100 IP address 192.168.1.100.1 255.255.255.0, and same as the fast Ethernet interface, physical interface, I need to do no shutdown. So even for the virtual interface, I need to do no shutdown. For this interface to come up, I will do show IP interface brief to check all my interfaces. You can see VLAN 100, 192.168.100.1, it is up. It is up. This interface is up. I can do show run also. I will see that I have added interface fast Ethernet 01 to this VLAN. And this is the interface VLAN that I configured. Okay. WR to save. Tab. Here, part D is about the arrows. He's telling me that I can use the upper arrow to retrieve the previous command. Any command that I wrote before, I can get it by using the upper arrow. And I can use the down arrow to scroll through command history. So upper arrow and the down arrow, I can use them to retrieve command and to scroll through command history. Tab, it completes the remainder of a command. For example, if I wrote conf and press tab, it will write configure. If I write T and press tab, it will write terminal. So it will complete the word. Okay? Tab. Control A, it will make the cursor go to the beginning of the line. Control E, it will make the cursor goes to the end of the line. Control Z, it will exit the configuration and returns to user execution mode. Control C, also it will exit the configuration mode or abort the current command. Now, I need to give a name for the switch. I need to give a proper name to the switch. What is the name of the switch? Now it is a switch. I need to go to global configuration mode, write host name, and name the switch. What do I name it? For example, S1. Now the name of the switch is changed to S1. Okay, so it is easy. This is a very important command in order to name the switch. Why I need it? If you have multiple switches and multiple floors, for example, switches in ground floor, switches in first floor, switches in second floor, you can name the switch based on the floor name, for example. Second floor switch, first floor switch, ground floor switch. In this case, once you log into the switch, you will know to which switch you are logging and which switch you are configuring. Okay? Now, F. Okay, I need to configure a password for the console session. Here, you will configure 3 passwords. Password for the console, password for the SSH, and password for the enable. What are these passwords for? For the console, what is the console? As I have explained in the lecture before, if you need to connect a console cable to the switch from your computer directly to the switch, in this case, you need to provide password. Why? Because we don't want anyone to connect to the switch from his PC to switch and access the switch. We need to put password. Only the authorized people can connect to the switch through console cable and access the switch. So we need to put password. Okay, I will go to the switch. I will make line console 0. This is for those who want to connect their PC to the switch and directly access the switch. I will put password for them. So if they know the password, then they can log in. Password Cisco at 123, login and exit. By putting these commands, you set up a password for console. Now I need to configure another password for remote users who are using Telnet or secure session SSH. So if I am in a building and the switch is in another building or another floor, can I access the switch? Yes, I can access it remotely using a remote session by doing SSH or Telnet. But can anyone take a remote session and access my switch? No, he should have a password. He should know the password. If he's authorized, then he can access the switch. Line VTY 0 to 15. What does this mean? That I can have 15 sessions in parallel. I can have 15 sessions in parallel. So I can open 15 sessions in parallel, or if I have 15 engineers needs to access the switch, they can access it at the same time. So this means the number of sessions for accessing the switch in parallel. Okay, password. I'll put C1 as C0 at 123. For sure, you can choose any password. Complex password. Exit. Tab. I have added a password for the console. I have added a password for the remote access. Now I need to add a password for enable. This is the enable password. So after writing enable and before writing conft, you need to enter a password. So you cannot enter to the global configuration mode by writing conft unless you provide the password. If you provide the password, then you can enter to the global configuration mode and configure the switch. If you don't provide the password, then you are not authorized. Let us set it. Enabled password CCQ at 123. Did you realize that I wrote password? I didn't write secret. Let us check what is the difference. Exit WR for saving. Show run. In show run, you can see that I wrote enable password CCQ at 123. So you can see the password easily. Anyone who makes show run, he can see the enable password. If I need to decrypt it, if I need to encrypt it, I can write conft. I will go to global configuration mode. I will put enable secret CCQ at 123. I didn't write password here, I wrote secret. Okay, I was 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. Okay, exit, show run. Now you cannot see the enable password. I will remove this. No enable password. Enable. No enable secret. I will add it again. Enable secret CCQ at 123. Now, once I do show run, you can see that I have added password, but you will not see it. It is encrypted because I used the word secret instead of using the word password. So I have added a password for console, I have added a password for remote access, and I have a password for enable. Let us test it. Exit. Now once I exit, now I am in the user mode. Before writing conft, before entering the global configuration mode, I need to add the enable password, which is ccq at 123. ccq at 123. See, I need to enter the password correctly, otherwise it will not work. The first password is the line console password. This applies to the password needed to enter the user mode. So this password that I use for line console, it is the same password required and needed before entering the user mode. So you cannot enter the user mode, which is the first mode, before writing this password. Cisco at 123, the line console password. This is the same password needed to enter the user mode. After entering the user mode, I will write enable. Now another password is required, which is the enable password. CCQ capital all at 123. I wrote the enable password. So the first password is the user password, which is the line console password. The second password is the enable password. Now I entered the global configuration mode. If I need to decrypt, if I need to encrypt all my password on the switch, any password which is in a plain text, normal word which anyone can read, if I need to encrypt it, I will use this command, service password encryption. So after setting up all the password for console, for SSH, and for enable, I will use this command in the global configuration mode to encrypt all my passwords on the switch. So even if you do show run, you cannot see any password. All are encrypted. You cannot see any password. All are encrypted by using service password encryption. Okay. Now we will come to another task, and which is about how to configure banner MOTD. What is MOTD? What is MOTD? It is message of the day. So it's a banner message displayed to users when they log in to a device or system. Often it is used to warn unauthorized users that access is restricted. So no one can access except restricted people. No one can access except authorized people. Unauthorized people, they cannot access. Their access is strictly prohibited. Okay, but I need to write it for them. In cases they accessed without my authorization, they will get warning message. I will enter to global configuration mode, banner, message of the day, MOTD, hashtag. I need to enter the text here. Unauthorized access is strictly prohibited. All activity is monitored. Okay, then I'll put the hashtag again. So this is my message between the two squares. Okay, exit WR, I will save, then I will make show run. Exit. Before entering the user mode, once he log into switch, he will see this message. Unauthorized access is strictly prohibited. All activity is monitored. Now I will write the command. What was the password? Cisco at 123. I enter to the user mode. Then I will write enable to enter to privilege mode or enable mode. And I will add the enable password. CCQ at 123. Now, after adding the enable password, I reach the privilege mode or the enable mode. To enter to the global configuration mode, I will write conf space T. Now I am in the global configuration mode. To save the configuration, I have already saved the configuration. To save the configuration, you can write copy run start or WR. Copy running config startup config or copy run start or WR. Okay, WR. Everything is saved. I will exit WR. Now I can reload the switch. Restart the switch. Proceed with reload, yes. But everything is saved, so my configuration is saved. Okay? My configuration is saved. It is restarted. What is the password? Console password? Cisco at 123. Enable. CCQ at 123. Conf T. What is the next task? Erase startup config. So I need to erase the current configuration that I saved. Currently, I did copy running config startup config. So I saved all the running configuration in this environment. I saved all the running configuration in the startup config in the environment, which is non-volatile memory. ذاكرة غير مؤقتة. Even if I reload the switch, this will not be erased. Even if the electricity was powered off, this will not be erased. The configuration is saved on non-volatile memory. I have saved the running config in the startup config, which is inside the environment, non-volatile memory. Can I erase it? Can I erase the configuration that I saved? Yes. I will write erase startup config. Erasing. Now I got a warning message. Erasing the NVRAM file system will remove all configuration files. Continue? Yes. I continued. Show run. The startup config is the configuration that the device loads when it boots restart. Let us restart. After I erase the configuration, I will restart. System configuration has been modified, yes. Reload, yes. After I erase the configuration, I need to restart for this command to take effect. Okay. Cisco at 123. Enable CCQ at 123. Show run. The startup config is the configuration that the device loads when it starts. After running this command, the device will no longer have a saved configuration in the environment. This is about the switch configuration. So all the 5 steps above are for the switch configuration. Now I need to connect a PC using the fast Ethernet port to a switch using the fast Ethernet 01 cable. So I will connect a PC to switch using a straight through cable. I'll bring a PC. I'll connect it to switch using a straight through cable. Why straight through cable? Because these devices are different, are not similar. If I'm using similar devices, switch to switch or router to router, I will use crossover cable. Okay? Double click on the PC, press on desktop, and enter the following configuration. I'll double click on PC, press on desktop, IP configuration, and enter the following configuration. IP address 192.168.100.2. Subnet mask 225.225.225.0. Default gateway 192.168.1.100.1. So this is the configuration on the PC. Go to my command prompt. I will go to PC, command prompt, and what I need to do, I need to ping the PC IP address that I just configured, 192.168.100.2. This is the PC IP address. Ping the gateway. The gateway is the next hop. So the gateway, which I configured here, this is configured on the switch. This is the IP address of the SVI. This is the IP address that I assigned to the SVI to the interface VLAN. So I'm pinging from PC to switch. This is the gateway. It's the IP address that I assigned to the interface VLAN 100. So I'm pinging from PC to the SVI. Okay. Ping 192.168.100.1. It is pinging. Is the ping successful? Yes. Now go to switch CLI and ping the interface VLAN itself. I'm on the switch. Show run. You can see I have interface VLAN 100, right? I need to ping this IP address which is on the switch. For sure, this should ping. Okay, it is pinging from switch. So ping the PC IP address. So from the switch, I'm pinging the PC IP address. Also, it is pinging. Perform the below commands. This show run. Show run. This is used to check the running configuration. What configuration I configured on the switch for the LAN console, LAN VTY, interface VLAN 100, interface fast Ethernet 01. From show run, I can see all this configuration. From show VLAN brief, I can see how many VLANs I have. I have the default VLAN, VLAN 1, and I have VLAN 100. In addition to other default VLANs. Okay, so this is the VLAN that I made, and I put fast Ethernet 01 inside this VLAN. So what else? I have the command show IP interface brief, which enables me to see all the interfaces of the switch, 24 interfaces. How many interfaces are up? Fast Ethernet 01, which I already configured, and it's already configured and connected to PC. Connected to PC. Fast Ethernet 01 is the switch interface, which I use to connect to PC 0. Okay, and I can see the SVI that I configured, VLAN 100, along with its respective IP address and the status. Okay, so this is lab 1 in general. I will save the packet tracer file. Save. I will save it as lab 1b. Okay, lab 1 part 2. Okay, so this is our lab today. If you have any question or inquiry, please do not hesitate to drop me an email. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.